Going on, each and every one of you. I am the Seattle Black veteran. Please forgive me. I know I've been out and about for quite some time. Let me see here. I'm trying to get my act together here, so please forgive me here. Got to move a few things around since I haven't been on a while. I guess I am struggle streaming, but we got to get this done. Okay, so the most recent that I popped up on here today. Let me see here. We're supposed to be doing a let me get this up here. Yeah, of course. My cat, she's been quiet all day. Now she is wants to be very boisterous. She talks a lot. Hey, Patty J, thanks for this little baby of mine. Oh, let me see. Hold on, I gotta do this. Let me see here. We gotta put this down. I do apologize. Okay, so here we go. The reason why I'm here is because I was asked by a young man who works over at a Safeway. He was inquiring, should he join the military? You know, I had multiple questions. I didn't get into depth with this last time. So let me give you this here. I'm going to read this from you because I have to generate this. Thanks, you guys, for showing up. I put this is because I want people, young Gen Z, young people to understand what your options are, especially now since AI has been coming in here doing what it does. And AI has come in here and it's really throwing a wrecking ball into a lot of people's thing here. So let me give you this here before we get started. I wanted to give you this quick one here. Let me pop this up here and add to stage. Please forget the volume here. Now, this is what's currently going on with the job market. As you see, AI.
Meta Platforms Incorporated and Microsoft Corporation have both taken drastic actions to trim their workforces in an effort to streamline their operations and offset heavy spending on artificial intelligence. As per a Bloomberg report, Meta told personnel in an internal memo on Thursday that it planned to cut 10% of workers, or roughly 8,000 employees, starting on May 20th. The social media company also said it wouldn't fill 6,000 open roles. Earlier, Microsoft issued its own memo offering voluntary buyouts to thousands of its U.S. employees. About 7% of the U.S. workforce will be eligible for the buyouts, according to the report. The company has never previously done buyouts of this scale, said the person, who requested anonymity to discuss an internal matter. Microsoft had 125,000 employees in the U.S. as of June 2025. That would make about 8,750 workers eligible for the program. Big tech companies have been looking for ways to trim their expenses as they pour billions into data centers and other infrastructure to meet demand for artificial intelligence services.
Okay, so this is what I wanted you to see this because I'm living li- used to be living in Seattle. Seattle has a lot of tech companies that are there, and as you see, these jobs are coming to a head. A lot of these white collar jobs are getting wiped out. Receptionist jobs are going to get wiped out. If you're doing answering the phone and directing people to another party, you're going to be probably replaced by AI. And so, as you can see, it's going across the board big time here. Let me get this over here, and it's going across the board big time about all these jobs that are getting lost through tech. Okay, so I've talked about this before. Let me see. Hopefully, I have my video in the right move here, right thing here. Because what I want you to do is look at the jobs that um, tech is not going to cover, not going to mess with. Let me see if I have this in order. I think I do. Let's continue with this here. Okay, so what job skills? Let's pause this. Okay, so it says here AI in 2026 powerful, but the skills my cat. Thank you, Patty. That's DD. Uh, are still clear categories for skills, and where humans are strong, have a strong edge. Okay, so I'm gonna let this kind of play through a little bit. I want you to check this out here. So let's look at this here. Uh, it's that the struggle to do them reliable and independent. And this is what we're talking about with AI. Uh, it can do stuff independent, but not totally independent. So, as an example, a lot of content creators, or will be, if not are, using AI to help generate some of their video clips, should I say, thumbnails. And some of them are using AI to help generate some of their videos. Okay, so that is cutting out a lot of what some of the content creators who do editing, but not totally. Okay, because even though you can use AI to help you do something, but that's the thing. AI is helping you do your goal. It's not taking over your goal. Okay. So think about this. I tell these my young Gen Z personnel to look into these particular jobs. And so, what jobs we're talking about? Let's keep it going here. I want to say this is going to talk about what AI is doing, complex human interactions and emotions. This is what AI cannot do. Okay. We'll let this continue because it has a couple of bullet points I want you to look at. AI can simulate empathy, but it does not know how to feel or truly understand complex ways people do. Jobs that rely on trust, nuances, and emotional reading are still human domain. Pardon me, dominated. Let me get down here. Pardon me. You have to forgive me. I recently fell not too long ago, and I cracked a rib. So it's really been pretty difficult to laugh, cough, or breathe. But anyway, let's get back to it. So let's keep it going. I want you to check out what AI is doing and what AI cannot do. And this is another thing. If you are a therapist, counselor, negotiator, meteor, management, handling conflicts, these are things that AI has not been able to do as of 2026, of April 2026. All right. So we're looking at also is hospital, nurse care, child care workers. AI cannot do all of that. It cannot give you the empathy that you are needed to do this job, and handling human beings close to person to person. So it's like if you're laid in the hospital bed, which I was in the ER not too long ago. Uh, it wasn't that good there either, but when you have human touch, our human comes in and explain things to you instead of a robot, which is not able. Well, robots can do it, but it's not. As far as health wise, I always say the human touch is always good. Now, I had to give you this was so funny. Sidebar here. I was watching one of these judge TV shows where a lady was suing her friend because she was inviting her to a wedding, but the wedding that she invited her to, the woman was marrying an AI generated. She was having a wedding with an AI bot, right? Now, I found that kind of funny and ridiculous, but to each his own. And the reason why I say that is because you can marry an AI, but can an AI take you to the hospital if something's going down? Not at this day, it can't. Can an AI come in and comfort you? Um, Make you some hot noodle soup or something like that to help comfort you while you're going through whatever you're going through. AI has not been able to do that. And as at this point, I don't think it will be able to do it for quite some time. It will not be able to replace the human touch. Pardon me. Okay, let's keep it rolling here. So these are some of the things I really want to say. If you're looking at what would you need to be doing in the near future right now, and I would say this. So let me finish this here. We'll get with this. Unpredictable physical work. AI cannot uh, do that. It can do some work, but unpredictable human works. Robots exist, but a real world environment are messy and constantly changing. Humans are still far better at adapting on the fly versus an AI as of this day, April 2026. All right. Now, I want you to look at some of these and see where we're going with this. Now, this is the main thing that I talk to people about. Pay close attention to what you see on the screen here. Electricians, plumbers, mechanics, construction workers, emergency response people like firefighters, paramedics, skilled trades like that. Uh, AI has not been able to replace. And I'll give you this too. Also, throw carpenters in there. people who help come and put your house together, these what they call stick houses, because they all have to have wood. Uh, these particular jobs cannot be replaced as at this time, and I don't see it doing in the near future. If you're doing a plumbing, electrician, and now these days here, you can go to an AI generated chat and you can inquire this when you use that. Put what your learning skills are. What is your strongest learning point? I'm an audio visual person. I learn quicker that way. I can read, but I have learned audio visual faster. So I have to look at what trades that would help me pursue electronic, pursue a plumbing, pursue emergency response. What do I need to get there? AI will help you find the books that you need that lines up to your particular learning skills. Okay. So this is one of the main things I wanted each and every one of you to see, because a lot of these jobs that are getting removed, which are a lot of white collar jobs that are getting removed. And you just saw from Microsoft, Amazon, all these guys are laying off, inculcating AI into there. All right. So a lot of these white collar jobs are being lost. A lot of these white collar workers are moving over to a skilled trade job. I'd seen one recently, I think it was on one of these news channels, that a gentleman who was working a white collar job has lost his job due to AI. And now he is a carpenter, and he's a local carpenter in his city, in his neighborhood, where he goes to each neighbor doing repairs for them and getting paid like that. So we're coming back to the blue collar skilled labor worker. Okay. So looking at that. Now, also, I got asked about going into the military. We're going to address that. But first, let's get through this real quick here. All right. Let me get over here, get smaller here. I do apologize. I'm telling you, don't ever have a crack rib. It's no fun. All right. Here we go. Let's keep this going here. Oh, yeah, yeah. All right. Let's get there. Come on, babies. There we go. All right. So we're talking about the AI generated skills here, are what you can do outside of that. Okay. Now, high stake responsibilities and accountabilities. One thing is that AI has not been able to jump into and work with that. Just like it can assist you with doing those particular jobs. And I have to give shouts out to what's my lady's name? I think her name is Edwana AI. I'm gonna dig her up. Look at her channel. She put out some good information, just like back in the day when the computer first came out. People utilized the computer to help get their job more brought to light, get their sales brought to light. So e-commerce. If you're selling stuff, you can utilize the computer to help you sell your product. Now you have AI generated. Now, I would say, like Miss Edwana said, is EDWINS. I think it said AI. I'll get it. I apologize. But like she says, the AI generated tool now is for you to utilize that to help you generate your income. Uh, and like I said, you can have these skilled laborers jobs, whether they're plumbing, electrician, and you can use AI and say, what books that I can use this type of learning skill that I have that will help me make money. This is what you do using AI. Use AI to help you benefit. Now, on top of that, when you use AI, look at the job skill that you're trying to go in. Ask Chat GPT or Claude or whatever you're using, generator you're using. Ask what that particular skill, how long will it be in demand? What do you need to do if you need to shift and pivot? Okay. And what jobs you need to do here. Now, I'm bringing all this to you, like I put on the title, is that regardless if you're going into the military or not, you should be aware of what is out there. Even with content creators, AI is helping concrete, like I said earlier, to generate most of their stuff so they can come and put their things online here. All right, so let's go back over here and let's get into this here. Let's get this party started. Let's go. Let's keep it going. Okay, human solicit, but we use AI. Okay, now here we go. Let's pause on this here. Legal decisions making, surgeons and medical professions, executives making strategical calls, military command roles, all these things AI has not been able, and I don't think will be able to take over in the near future. They will be utilized if I had to make a decision as a military commander and I had all this in front of me, what would be the best outcome for this decision? That's utilizing AI to assist you with making your decision. It's not AI taking over your job. So this is what I'm saying. If you're going to utilize AI, utilize it in a way that's legal, that you can still get your be relevant as far as jobs coming here, accounting as well. Okay, let's pause this. AI generator content's fast, but it's still lacking. Uh, still lacking intent and living experience and cultural awareness. So this is true. So like I say, utilize AI if you are doing or involved in one of these particular jobs or what have you. Okay, organizing, creating intent and taste. AI is still having problems catching up with that. And these are some more. I'm just throwing these all on you. I'll pause them so you can check these things out. And like I say, whatever you're into, ask yourself, can AI assist you with doing it better? And the way I see it, it's possible that it can. I see it very possible. Look, I hate to say this, but it has to be said. I am a veteran. Like I said, you see this. I don't represent the DAV. I am just a lifetime member of the DAV. Um, but when you're doing these particular jobs, utilizing AI to assist you, like content creators, you're going to have a serious good content creation, and because a lot of people are going to be catching up using AI, unfortunately, but fortunately. So here we go. Let me keep this rolling here. I do apologize. Let's go. Yeah, I see that I'm back on Yard Stream and change. But let me say this. And I had to say this. Ed wanted to set this also. I'm not here to slam on dog on any AI generated tools. There's some people who use different AI generated tools. My thing is some are better than others. Use some for what you need to use them for. No, do your research on it because these things have a subscription a month. And I mean, if you can get off of like, whatever, $100 a month and you can get all of this taken care of, like, you can yard stream, which is at the level I'm paying, it's like $50. Then you can use Chat GPT or you can use Claude. Please forgive me for moving around so much. My ribs are cracked and it hurts to sit sometime in one position. I should turn my massager on in this chair, but you can utilize those in that way. Let's keep it moving. Like I say, I don't discount any uh, uh, AI generated. You use what is inclusive to you and what's going to help you move your ideal or your business forward. Make sure you use these tools. This is interesting. Pardon me one second here. I do apologize. Okay, so let's keep this going here. All right, AI generated tools. Okay, what are we looking at here? Brain strategy, creating directive innovators, shaping new ideals. Uh, you use AI to help assist you with generating your ideals, your brainstorming. You use AI to assist you so you can make your better decision on your business. Now, see, this is why I say this AI generated stuff is cutting through short. All right. So we're getting back to getting your skills of what you want to do. Strategic thinking um, is messy, unclear situations. Let's keep it rolling. AI works best to define goals, data. Humans still, he's going to get ahead of me. Humans still outperform it when solving problems. Here we go. Okay, entrepreneurs building something from scratch. Remember, I was just talking to you about that just a second ago. Entrepreneurs building something from scratch. Uh, AI can help you get that done, helping you build your business. So focus on that, of what you want to do. Find out what your niche is. Find out, and go do your research. Is this going to be a thing in the next 2 years? Will I still be relevant, or will AI have taken over? And this is what's really interesting and weird. So I have to say this at this point. A lot of people, a lot of us have went out and we got degrees, job degrees, and we went to 4 year colleges, 2 year colleges. And see, now the thing is, and this is why I say this is just for me. Let me put me up here. Um, you're going to school, go to a trade school, go to a trade school. It's going to get you your certificate. It's going to get you in and out of there faster, because 4 years, it's good. Some people say, I want to pledge sorority, fraternity. They want the college life. I don't blame them for that. But if you're looking at the backside of everything when you do it, now, if you're going to go to school to be a doctor, yes, you're going to have to go to those 4 year colleges, maybe 6 to 8 year colleges, to get a PhD. So, that is something that's unavoidable, but understand this: once you get your PhD, you should be relevant in the physical, or the, what do you call it, the hospital world, or the physical and mental world. All right. Oh, and speaking of this, I have to say this too. So I talked with a psychiatrist of mine, and we talked about AI. And we still talked about AI. We will not be able to replace the human touch. Um, it will not be able to replace the emotional thinking that you have to have when talking to your client. So these are things you have to be cognizant of too. It's not going to replace the psychiatrist, and it will not replace the spouse. I don't care what you're saying. I mean, you can get a robot. What Right now, robots are far off. If you're checking out the expo that happens in Las Vegas every year, where they bring out a lot of the latest and greatest thing as far as tech. A lot of people, what's really interesting, want tech, these robots to do laundry, clean up their house. I can understand that, because this is what a philosophy I've had, and I still kind of carry that. You don't want to spend a majority of your life maintaining. And what I mean by maintaining is, you don't want to spend every day washing laundry, washing dishes, sweeping and mopping floors, cleaning out your bathroom, cleaning up your kitchen, um, you know, uh, taking your trash to the curb, all that. That's maintenance. What are you trying to spend your time is obtaining? Obtain, not maintaining. Now, obtain is obtaining the smarts that's going to keep you financially looking good, the smarts that's going to put you in the right direction where AI will not be taking out your job. This is what I say: when people who have money, who are rich, we can use anybody that you know in Hollywood, or Warren Buffett, and that, these guys are not cutting their grass. I mean, Forrest Gump did that because he was already paid and did it because he liked it, but that's a movie. Um, if that is your job, cutting lawns, when you get home, you're not, you don't want to focus all your time on washing laundry and doing all this stuff left and right, which is maintenance. You're trying to obtain more knowledge so you don't have to be doing all the maintenance. And this is why the AI and the robots, they're trying to see if they can do laundry, which they can't do at this time. Okay, so that's a little sidebar for that. Okay, let's get it going here. Oh boy. Okay, we got a lot to give you here. We'll try to get this done quick and easy here. Okay. Entrepreneurs are building something from nothing, from scratch. Leaders, navigating crisis. This is one thing that it'll take a human to look into it, and they have AI to assist them with navigating these crises and policies. You can look at these things. Here we go. Let's keep it rolling here. Okay, make sure they know why. Okay, we moved over. Okay, I have to apologize now. This is different here. This right here will be coming from, if you're looking to join the military. All right. Now, let me read this to you. And this is if I was a drill sergeant stick, this was what I would tell you. Honestly. All right, let's see. Get me over here. Okay. I would say listen up. You're standing at the edge of making a decision that's going to shape you, shape who you are and who you are becoming, not just for a few years, but for the rest of your life. The Army isn't a job you want to try out. It is a commitment that is going to demand your time, your energy, discipline, and sometimes cases more than what you plan to give. Now, this is true. I'm gonna read the rest of this and then I will break it down more. I'll summarize it. So before you sign anything, you better know what you're doing, why you're doing it. If your answer is I need direction or I want to get away from my home, um, oh, we got down. Sean, what's up, baby? Baby, how you doing? Beautiful. Happy Friday to you as well. If you guys get a chance, check out my girl, Missy Michon, live. She's down there in the comments. Please check her channel out. I knew this baby girl when she was starting off, and now she's blowing up, doing her thing. Congratulations to you, beautiful. It's so good to see you. Okay. So before you sign anything, you better know what you're doing. If you're answering a question that you need direction or you're trying to get away from your hometown, that is not enough for you to say, I want to go to the Army. Now, I'll explain. The Army will give you a structure, sure, but it will also take control. You do not get to pick your schedule. You do not get to pick where you live. You do not even get to pick who you work with. If you don't have a clear reason for being there, and it's really going to hit you hard. You really need to plan. Know the job you want. Study for the ASVAB, ASVAB. Study for that test and like it matters. And I would say at this particular point, that ASVAB test matters. If you go in there pussyfooting around with that test and you score low, they will put you in a job that is not going to be what you really want to be. So let's move on and I'm explaining. We're almost done with this here. Because of because it doesn't matter what the test is. The score decides your options. The score decides your options of what you get to pick and do. Don't let anyone rush you into a job that you didn't choose. And that means don't let a recruiter put you in a job that you don't want. You better do your homework. I'll explain. Okay. If it's not a contract that doesn't exist, please be patient. Um, be stubborn and be stubborn if you don't get what you came for. And understand this: fitness isn't a goal; it's a baseline. Show up with your abilities to pass the test. Does to pass the test doesn't make and pass the test doesn't make you ready. You need to be strong, stronger than that. You need to be durable, basically, what you really need to be, because the Army doesn't just test you once; it wears you down over time. You need your back. You need your back and your shoulders. You need your back and your shoulders. Yeah, they're going to be what you're going to need because you're going to be toting around some things there. But the real challenge isn't physical, it's mental. And that's very true. When you go to a basic training, it's going to be physical, but it's going to be more mental. Now, I'm going to wrap this up and I'm going to give you my take as a drill sergeant. You're going to be told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And sometimes it won't make sense. If you if you got any problems with authority now, fix it before you go, because in that environment, attitude will make or break you faster than anything else. This is true. Okay, so let me just break this down to you and say this. Okay, let me do this real quick. Okay, and while you're being honest while I'm being honest with you, another thing need to watch out for. Um, your paycheck is going to come, and it's going to come, and it's going to hit you. The thing is, you need to be cognizant about what you're doing with your money. Now, some of you will go out and you'll get a car. You'll get a car at a high interest rate, and you're going to be stuck with paying that car payment and that loan. Okay, save your money, use your benefits, set yourself up for early. Set yourself early because nobody is going to do it for you. No. Okay, so now that I'm talking about this, let me break this down to you. And let me look you straight in the grill here. As a drill instructor, as an ex-drill instructor, I will tell you this, and I'm going to go down this list real quick. Um, Coming into the military, because I've had people ask me, it's no joke. Okay, you're going to have to be ready, and you're going to have to be ready to be disciplined. You're going to have to be ready because you're going to be yelled at. You're going to be screamed at. You're going to be told what to do, and you're going to be told to do that shit right now, right away. I don't want to hear no excuses. Different from the civilian world, you can pass the buck, but not in the military. That buck will stop at you, and you will get disciplined for it if you are not handling what you were trained to do. Now, if you are interested in going to the military, I would suggest you look at some of these videos. I think it's one guy is called IMX, I think it is. But look at the basic training, and this is coming from Fort Benning, Georgia. Okay, now they have one. It's a OSU something. I forgot what it stands for, but that stands. They have one as a joint, to whereas you're doing your AIT, which is advanced individual training. You're doing advanced individual training, and you're doing basic training. After your basic training, your advanced individual training starts, but you will have the same drill instructors taking you back and forth to your classes. Now, understand this. I want you to check out these videos. I didn't download them because I don't want to copyright strike it. I want you to go over and check these videos out. And check them out and get back with me and tell me what you think. Okay, now let's get to this. In your eye, let me start it off by saying this. Listen up. If you are trying to join the army, you need to join the army with a goal. Now, this is what I'm saying for people who ask me this. I say this. If you're going to join the army, one of the things I would say, go join a jujitsu or a judo class because you will be practicing hand-to-hand combat. And the reason why I say join one of those is because it will keep you in shape. You'll be doing planks, you'll be doing sit-ups, push-ups through any martial arts class, and you're going to be learning how to handle yourself as far as judo and jujitsu. It's one of the things that they do teach you in basic training is some basic judo jujitsu moves. And so if you're already going to a gym, getting your walks in, or you're running on the treadmill, doing a little bit of like with it lifting, I don't say go in and try to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Go in there and try to tone yourself up and get your body fit. You're going to be running for PT tests. Start looking at what the PT test will require of you. Go and look at these basic training videos that are out from Fort Dix. I watched a few of them a couple of nights ago, and they're very accurate of what you will be dealing with in there. So don't just go in and say, I want to join. So let me give you a hypothetical is this. Say you want to join in the medical career, find out what medical field you want to be in. If you find out what medical field you want to be in, start researching and start going, okay, start studying that already before you take the entrance exam, which is the ASVAB testing. And that's the test that says you are qualified to get into a particular field if because you scored that high. Now, if you scored higher and they turn around and say, we can send you to the officer academy schools, yes. All right. That is cool because you'll be an officer, and the bottom line is that your retirement money will be on an officer scale. Okay. This also goes with your Social Security. So let me back up. You're interested in joining the Army or the military. I honestly would tell you do not go in as infantry. I mean, if you want to, that's fine. But see, infantry, when you get out of the military, what jobs that you were doing in the infantry that you can do when you get out? Most of those jobs are going to be law enforcement, corrections, police officers, sheriffs, uh, corrections on a county level, corrections on a state level. Pardon me. Now, the reason why I say this is because I did this, and everything that I'm telling you, I'm telling you not to do because I did these things. I did not have a goal when I went into the military. I just went in and all the jobs that I had, they had me out in the field. I was a Stinger red eye gunner. That job is no longer exists. It was a 16 Sierra. It was the MOS. In order for me to become a drill instructor, I had to go to primary leadership development, which every NCO has. If you want to get an E5, you have to go to primary leadership development, and that's E5 ranking. They have B knock, A knock, and that's basic NCO training and advanced NCO training. And those come at Z6, and then they start going as you go to E7, E8. Okay, so you go into the military and you haven't studied for the AFSVAB. So you just get a crappy score. You talk to the recruiter's going to say, huh, we got some infantry spots over here we can put him in. Because some recruiters are trying to fill, what do you call it? They're trying to fill a quota in order to get, and if they can get you in there. But see, if you know what your ASVAB test scores are, and this is what I would strongly recommend to you. My nephew, who's an officer in the military, he wanted to fly planes. So his stepfather or his father went and got him into basic flights, where you're flying Cessnas, right? Learning how to do those things in and out. Now, my nephew's a smart young man. He got a bachelor's degree from college. So, of course, he went to OCS. And he already went to this school about learning how to fly planes, knowing all this. So this is what I'm saying now that you have Chat GPT, you have Claude, you have all these AI, ask that particular AI what kind of training I can go to. Now, let's say this. You want to be an electrician, all right? You want to join the military because maybe you don't have the money to pay for a tech school, or maybe you want to join the military because you can get a retirement out of them. See, right now, it's not a lot of jobs that are giving you a 20-year retirement. You can go county, state, and government will give you a 20-year retirement. There are also some uh, businesses out there that still will give you a 20-year retirement, but those things are rare. They used to be back when I was coming up in the day. You had those opportunities. Okay, so you want to be an electrician. The thing that I would do and suggest that what you do is start studying for all that is required electrician, the math part of it, all of that. Get Chat GPT or Claude, one of them to help you start producing the books that you need. Utilize AI to help you get to where you want. All right. So another thing I would suggest is if you're going to join, if you want to be electrician and you're going to join the military, I would say go to the union hall and join the union prior. So you want to get in the union because when jobs come open for electricians, they will pick people. If it's a union person doing the job, they are going to pick union people. And it's going to be in seniority of when did you show up and sign for the union. All right. So now you go and take the AFVAP test. Say you score magnificent. Now, you want to see about joining. If you scored high enough, you want to see about going to an officer academy. Another thing, if you have a person who has been in the military, knows something about the military, go and pull their coattail and ask them to educate you on some of the stuff here. Okay. So now when you go to basic training, let me tell you, basic training is going to be in that ass. And I have to be honest with you. You have a reception station drill instructors. And those reception station drill instructors will teach you basic, what we call drill and ceremony, standing at attention, standing at parade rest, standing at ease, knowing when to salute, when not to salute. These are basic drill and ceremonies, how to march, how to keep cadence when you march. These are the things. But once you get to the reception station, you're going to get your haircut. Men, hold up. Let's check this out, men. Let me see if I can get it. This is going to be you. All right. Men, you see that? If you got that fro, I don't care if you Caucasian, whatever. They're taking that hair off. It's coming down. All right. One is to get camaraderie, unity. Also, I'd say this: they want to make sure you don't have any hair lice and all that stuff that needs to be taken care of. These things will be taken care of. And speaking of which, once you come into the military, you are going to learn a cleaning standard, the military cleaning standard. Once you get out of the reception, they're going to give you your uniforms. They're going to give you everything that you need in shots, shot records. All that's going to be taken at the reception station. Then, once they have all that completed, they turn you over to me. And we are the drill sergeants that will take care of you. What we call it is having you on the trail. And the trail means 6 to 10 weeks basic training you will go through, and I will be with you. I tell my soldiers, I am not your mother. I'm not your father. I'm not your best friend. I'm not your cousin. I am your fucking drill sergeant. And everything stops here with me. I tell them, you see this? My barracks, you will keep them clean to my standards. I walk through them and hey, we have these troughs for urinals. I ran my hand to the bottom. I said, you see these dick hairs on my hand? They will not be in my fucking barracks when I come and do my inspection. So you have to put these guys at different intervals. Who's going to do what? Who's training at what? One section is do this. You have a section leader, and then you have a platoon leader. These guys get artificial rank from E5 to E6 because section leader E5, platoon leader E6, E6. And you have these. So it's chain of command. You have to teach this. All right. So once you're in my barracks, we are putting you through all kind of stuff. You're going to go to physical training every morning. You're going to have to do a PT in the morning. Now, sometimes at 4 in the morning, you're waking up and you're on the road PT at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, if you're curious about what is in the PT test, because you will be taking a physical training test from that periodically to make sure that you are up to military standards when you take these tests. So you take the test, you're going to have to be the military standards. So understand what a PT test is requiring from you. And like we said earlier, this is not just physical, it's mental. You are up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm in your face. I'm in your face telling you, get your ass up, let's go. I want everybody out here lined up in this platoon at this time, ready for PT. They lined up, we march over to the PT site and we get busy. We do all the exercises that's going to help prepare you to pass the PT test. So like I said, you're utilizing AI to assist you with doing high scores on your ASVAB test. Now, like I said, watch the basic training video because we are going to break you down and build you up to become the soldier that we're ready to do. Now, the reason why they call it basic training is this. No matter what job you are in, when it all comes down to it, the military wants to make sure that you can pick up a weapon and fire it. Make sure that you know how to throw a grenade. Make sure that you can pack stuff on your back and you have to move out. Medics, if you are playing medic and you are a medic in the field, be ready. The cool thing is about medics that you have a big ass truck that you can sleep in versus the infantryman who's sleeping out probably digging a hole. All right. So PT, you're going to be going through it. You're going to be going through confidence courses. Okay. When you get there. And this is if you go in as an enlisted man. All right. Or Mr. Person, should I say. All right. And like I strongly suggest, study for that ASVAB testing. If you know what you want to get in, like I say, regardless if you're going into the military or not, know how AI can help you get to where you want to get. Understand your learning curves and understand how you learn fast. Ask that chat GPT. Okay, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a nurse. Or I want to be an electrician. I want to be a plumber. These are jobs that are going to last you regardless of AI, because right now AI is not going to be playing pipes and plumbing and all that. It's not happening soon. If we can see AI help us do a load of laundry, then we can start kind of thinking, okay, well, maybe. All right. If it can start cleaning up the house, maybe, but AI is not there. Robotics is not there yet. Okay. But like I said, regardless of where you're going, but if you're going to the military, please, 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 please stand on your shit because we're going to test you. I'm going to bring you through it. All right. Let me bring you some more here. I think I got some more video here I want to show you guys here. And let me see here. Play for me one time. All right, let's get it to play here. Let me see. Are we shifting? All right, here we go. All right, so let me pause this here. A specific MOS, which is a job, a career path. Okay. Now, ask yourself if you're going to join the military. Do I want to stay in for 20 years? Right? It can be a 20-year thing for you, a job for you. Okay. But be ready for the discipline. All right. Okay. A career path for 20 years, education and benefits, GI Bill. If it can't explain why in one sentence, they're not ready. So if you can't explain why in one sentence that you want a particular job and that you're qualified for that job, you're not ready. You need to go in and start doing your homework, start studying for that particular job. And like I say, this is out of the military or in the military. But if you're going in the military, you can do a 20-year and get a retirement. You can get a retirement with that. They will also still pay for you to have a GI Bill, or you have a GI Bill to come out when you come out of there. All right. Now, let me see here. I'm gonna finish it, but this brings to mind this, and I have to, since my brain is here thinking about this here. If you decide to do a 20-year, say you do a 20-year, say you do 3 years, say you do 5 years, my strong suggestion for you is this. While you are performing service for the military, anytime that you go to the medic or to the hospital for any reason, you fully document that. All right. You document this. I'll tell you this. I ran across this gentleman recently. I was at a Fred Meyer's and he saw my hat and he's like, "Oh, Army?" I said, he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." He says, he started talking to me. And I know it's the brace on his leg. I said, "What happened to your leg?" He says, "Oh, it was me while I was in the Army messing around and I hurt my leg." Now, for me, I would say this. I should have said this to him, but we were in the middle of the aisle and it was a brief conversation. If you're in the military and you hurt yourself doing something stupid, you can get disciplined for that because you are government property. You signed up for 3 years. So we used to say on that U.S. Army stands for Uncle Sam ain't released me yet. So your term of service is not done until you're out. But if you injured yourself and they didn't discipline you for that, take all kind of documentary you can. He had a bum knee with a brace on it. He could have filed for at least 10% and got that. And he could have went to the VA and they would have helped him take care of his leg. Now, if he could probably even move further and get a 30% for having his leg messed up, but he said it's his fault and he just leaned on. I'm like, if they didn't discipline you, and to me back in the day, that's an Article 15 if you hurt yourself. And Article 15 is this. Article 15 will take half of your pay for, I think, for a month, 2 months. It will drop you down one rank, and then it will restrict you to post if you're screwing up. That's in Article 15. In the Marines, I think, is a Chapter 11. And that's a discipline, and that can mess you up. So you always try to stay on your P's and Q's with that. But I have to drop that while we're here. So back to the point, if you're joining the military, this is what I want you to look at. Oh, you want to be an electrician. Start studying electrician 2-3 months before you go in. At the same time that you're studying your electrician, start doing get up in the morning early, like 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 in the morning. Start running. Start doing your PT. Start running. Try to get yourself where you can run up to 3 miles. All right. And it doesn't have to be fast. You can just jog it for 3 miles, but you're getting your cardio, you're getting your mental, and you're getting your body ready for this. All right. Get up in the morning, start doing yourself like we used to do. Every time I would enter into a door, I do 10 push-ups, 10 push-ups. Then it started going to 20 push-ups. Start doing push-ups. Start looking at what the physical testing will be for the particular branch that you're going in. You have to look at what kind of exercises that they're asking you to do. Okay, so look at that before you go and take your test. Like I say, if you have somebody who's been in the military, ask them. They can hopefully help you. And understand, you're not looking for war stories. You're not looking for the bullshit. You're looking for the straight up what's going to happen. Because for me, I had to work 7 days a week, no days off for 3 months. And that was being a drill instructor. And that was up 4 o'clock in the morning, in the bed at 11. So it was hard to get in sleep. So that means I was getting my soldiers up. We're moving. We're moving. I'm not settling for no excuses. You're going to have to check uh, your hygiene. When you get in there, they're going to issue you boots. And these boots is like new shoes. You're going to be doing a lot of work in these boots and you will be getting blisters. So learn how to take care of your blisters and take care of them right, because it will mess you up. And if it messes you up, it will set you back to where you will have to start from over again or where you left off. And that means they will send you to another company with that week where you fell off, and you will start over with those guys. Okay. So be cognizant of that as well. All right, let's get back to this here. So once you're in, get past basic training. We want you to go to your individual advanced training, which is AIT. You'll go to AIT, and that's where you're going to really put your labor skills to work. And that means if you've been studying to be an electrician or a medic or a doctor, that's when you will start doing your training for that when you get to AIT, advanced individual training. That's after your basic training is over. All right, so now you're into that training. While you're into that training, still, I would say this: look at the civilian world while you are doing your military service. Say if you're an electrician or you're a jet engine mechanic, start looking at the outside world and what are they offering for that. Boeing will pick up electricians. Anybody's going to pick up electricians. You can do freelance electronic work and still get paid a lot of money on top of you doing your regular work. So you can get up to a captain. Say you get up to a captain, a major. That's going to put you in a high category to whereas when you get out of the military, you can go work as an electrician for the military on the civilian side and get paid way more money. So pay attention to that. Some of these simulators that they have for some of the ground troops, whether it's air defense simulators, whether it's infantry simulators, whether it's medical simulators, if you are an electrician, you will be in need. If you're a plumber, you will be in need. All right. So understand this too. If you're looking at getting a job in law enforcement, what do you want to call it? A medical, healthcare, whether it's an EMT, doctor, nurse, um, these jobs are 24/7 jobs. And when you go into those jobs with no seniority, you will probably be working swing shift, graveyard, and you probably have days off Wednesday and Thursday instead of the weekend. So these are the things you have to look into. As an electrician, you don't have to worry about those jobs being overnight. If they are, you're getting paid, right? So this is the bottom line. Let me go back over here to our wording here. Let's get over here and get back over here. All right, 20 years. And when we said plan for this 20-year investment, if you're going to do 20 years, even if you're going to do 3, look at the specific jobs that are being offered, MOSs that are being offered. Look at those. Look at the GI benefit plan. If you are getting out, how's that GI benefit plan will work for you to help you get more education? Because, for example, you go work at the county, and the county, which I would tell people to work for if you have county, because they will pay for your retirement. You get 20 years. Okay, so the county, If you go work with them, there may be some people in there who have more education, so they have more seniority. So with the education that you're getting from the military, they are now adding that education to a civilian education, which will put you in a more better standing. And on top of that, when you get out, most veterans or all veterans have a leg up, a 10% leg up on everybody else. But then it comes down to your education. Okay. And then they're going to look at your education, where they're going to try to determine seniority. All right. So that's why you can look at the GI Bill. Another thing here is this. If you have to get out of the military because you got medically injured, and I tell you, stay healthy. I'm a 100% disabled veteran, and I'm appreciated that I'm at 100, but I would tell you this, I would love to live my life without pain for one day. And now that I got a fractured rib, that's not gonna happen right away. Okay, but look at that and look at, so if you got injured, you got out of the military. Now say you didn't take advantage of your GI Bill, but now they had a reevaluation of your injury and say you were only getting, like, for example, um, I got frostbitten from the knees down on both legs out at National Training Center, which is in Barstow. They sent us out there from Fort Polk, which is mostly what jungle, tropical weather down there. And they sent us to the desert, which is freezing hella cold at nighttime and in the morning, and then it's hot as hell. So the leg on each leg, you can get a maximum of 30% on each leg. So I have 10%, but so it went up to 20% on each leg. So once it goes up, any disability that you have goes up. Once it goes up, you're eligible to apply for what they call a Chapter 31. And what that means is that even if you missed your GI Bill, you can use Chapter 31 where they will train you in a job if they feel that you're trainable and they feel that job is going to sustain you after you get your education. They will train you in that job or they will give you the education in your job, regardless of your age. If you want to go back and get some more training, I know cats who did it at 65, said, hey, I'm a musician. I want to get my master's degree in music. So he went back to school because he had a rate increase. And every time you get a rate increase, you have an opportunity to go back and get training or schooling to get you at a job that can pay you. Now, the beautiful thing about this, and I want you to know this and think about this. Say if you retired, you get in your retirement. Now you say you got medical retired, but you got 20 years, you get your retirement. Now you can get out and start applying for your disability so it can improve. You can get your retirement and your disability money on that. Now imagine that disability and your retirement, and you get Social Security. Those are three legs to your stool that you need to sit on. We said this three legs. I said this a while back ago. Three legs to your stool, and that is having three sources of income when you retire, because it's not cheap out here when you retire. You still have medical bills. All right, let's get on and move on with this here. All right, I'm actually doing pretty good here. I think, well, maybe let me know. Okay, okay. Choose the job. Don't let the job choose you. A lot of young recruits get punished, get pushed into whatever fills the quota. That's a mistake. And I say this. A recruiter sometime will have you there so they can fill the quota, but they do that based on your ASVAB testing. If you scored low on your ASVAB testing, you're going to probably be put into a job like infantry. And I'm not saying infantry is a bunch of idiots. I'm just saying um, scoring low don't get you a doctor's job. It doesn't get you an electronics job. It doesn't get you a plumbing job. It doesn't get you a jet engine repair job. Those jobs which you can do something with when you get out of the military. So you have to be cognizant of that. So here we go. That will let you know once you do the SFAB test, and it will tell you if you get the SFAB book, and you can do that online. Um, and it will tell you what points qualify you for what jobs. Okay. And I did that. I went into the military. I didn't plan. I just went into the military and I took all these goofy jobs. But I wanted to be a drill instructor. At the last minute, I was asked if I wanted to be, and I said, "Yeah, sure." That job burnt me the hell out, and this is why I say you got to be careful. I went to PLDC. I have to do that before you become an NCO. Okay, then after that, you have to go to I had to go to infantry school. So they sent me to Fort Benning, Georgia for infantry school. Soon after that, infantry school was changed. After I was done with that, they sent me straight to drill sergeant school. And now these things are hard, I have to tell you, because you're going to school back to back to back, and they require testing. They require a lot of testing from you in order for you to come into that. In order to be a drill instructor, it was rigorous. It was crazy. We were getting everything. We were getting woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, fall out. We're going to do some PT. It's like, what? It's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, but that's how it was. We had to, you have to learn how to teach. So that was cool. All right. So let's get back to it here. Don't let the job get on you. You get on top of the job. All right. Let's see here. What's my next one? Come on, give it up. All right. There we go. We talked about this. Take the ASVAB test seriously. Wait for the job you actually want. Don't go and rush in that. And this is why I say, while you are in waiting for your job, the things that you can do, study for the job that you want, study that ASVAB test, and do your physical training. Start getting yourself up at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning if you're not working on that day, and get up and start doing your do your run, do you some sit-ups, look at what they're looking for with the testing, because the testing has changed since I was in. But look at, like I say, go and check out some of these infantry sites, and they will give you a real good look in on some of what you're going to be dealing with. All right. And when I say check out some of these websites that show infantry or show basic training, I want you to notice some of the looks on some of these soldiers' faces. When they're getting yelled at, when they're getting told where to go, and all that. Yeah, you're going to experience that. Also, you will get the opportunity to experience going into the gas chamber, which is really interesting. It's CS gas that will go in there, and they've been doing this from time immemorial. And when I was in the military, we were doing that as well. You go into this gas chamber test, they actually do a series of exercise, blah, blah, blah. And then you get to take off your mask and see how that mask is really something that you should not take for granted, because when it comes to biological warfare, that mask will help you as far as breathing. And so check that out. Go to check out that out. I'll try to find it before I get off of here. But okay, so wait for the job. Get it in writing on your contract. Whatever you go to the recruiter, get it in writing. Writing on what your job is going to be, where you're going to be stationed. Okay. And what every nuances about what you need to know. And to go and chat GPT it or Claude and ask it, what questions should I ask a recruiter, or what should I know before going to talk with a recruiter? Okay. So you want to know everything that you are going to be subject to doing. All right. So just pay attention to that. Here we go. Let's keep it moving. All right. Let me see. Who's next on here? Here we go. Then we talk about this. Physical fitness is a minimum, not a goal. Physical fitness is a minimum. Okay. Too many thinking passing a PT test is enough. It's not. Passing a PT test is not enough. This is going to be with you throughout your military career. You will be at some time asked to do a PT test for your training. And if you start failing the PT test, you will get sent to some residual training to bring you back. And if you keep failing the PT test, they will discharge you from the military. I don't know under what circumstance, but this is not what you want to be discharged for. Okay, so look at the PT test, and that's why I say while you're studying, put your plan. This is what I suggest. Okay, when I was working out, I had to be mentally real with this. When I worked out, I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday's hump day. Everybody wants to do their thing on a hump day. So I take Wednesday off, which is good too for giving your body rest. Okay, these things, eating right, sleeping right, and proper working out. Okay, mental, physical, and spiritual. This is going to help you. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, take Wednesday off, do Thursday, Friday, take off the weekend. This gives your body a chance to rest, and it gives your body having your body chance to rest is equally as important as eating and working out. You have to find ways to relax your body, whether it's getting in a hot tub, getting in making you a Epsom salt bath, whatever. Recovery of your muscles is important. Taking you some protein powder. I do a vegan protein powder that I got from Costco, um, and I take that with everything else. I make my own protein powder. It consists of a handful of kale, protein powder, banana, berries, and almond milk. Blend it all up, and there you go. Okay, so pay attention to that. That's very important. Your PT is very important, and it's not to be looked at lightly. You will be doing this over and over and over again. Basic training is going to get you kind of trimmed down because you're going to be on a diet. I won't say it's a diet, but you're eating military food that gives you the proper amount of calories that you need to keep you performing. All right, let's keep it going. Boy, come on with it. What's the next one in here? Okay. Let me always drinking water. Mhm. I apologize. Okay, be well above the standards before you ship. There we go. Be well above the standards. If they say we want you to do this is not good. Hold on. Hey,
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
I'm doing a live right now.
Oh, okay. I'm on my way over.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Bye.
All right. I apologize for that. Okay. Um, be well within the standards before you ship. That means this. If they want 40 push-ups, be able to do 60 push-ups. If they want you to carry a certain amount of weight from there or whatever, also make sure that you use your knees, not your back, your core. Okay, when you're lifting these things here, because you're going to be doing rough packs, rough sacks is going to weigh probably 30 to 50 pounds, depending. You'll be carrying those things there. Um, so this is why I say while you're studying your test, work on your physical fitness as well. You're running. If they want 2 miles, be able to run two and a half. What we say a 5K, run a 5K. It's a little over, I think, 3 miles or 2.5 miles, 3 miles, something like that. So um, let's see. Learn recovery habits early. Yes, the Army punishes the weak body over time, and not just in basic. Let's go. Not just in basic training. Here we go. Rack 'em, pack 'em, stack 'em. Okay. So not just in basic training, you'll be going through that. Another thing, like we talk about, and we say this because all of it's a lot of mental, getting you up at 4 in the morning, having you do things without you even knowing what I want you, yelling at you, understand the mental realistic reality. Um, the biggest shock isn't physical, it's loss of control. And this is the thing. We say loss of control. When you come in there first, we're cutting off your hair. So you have no control of that. Your hair is being cut off. You're getting told where to go, when to go, and how we want you to get there and what we want you to do when you get there. If we tell you that, your job is to shut up and listen and do as told. There's not much questions you need to ask, except if you totally don't understand, you can come and talk to me, Drill Sergeant. Am I supposed to? Yes, you are. Get over it. If you need help with learning how to do it, we hook you up with what we call then we call them ranger buddies. You always your bunkmate was your person. You guys look out for each other. All right. So here's another one. Let's keep it pushing here. Dude, this actor one. I didn't know it was going that deep. Here we go. Okay. We just talked about this. You don't control your schedule. You don't control where you live. You don't control who you work with. Um, um, if they struggle with authority and you struggle with and structure now, um, you're gonna have a problem. You're gonna have a problem because you're gonna get told what to do. And this is this. When you came into my barracks, it was this. My barracks had to look like this. And the reason why is because when I get my barracks, they're signed to me. That whole barracks, all the beds, everything in that building, I'm responsible for. And if you're going to live in my house, this is the kind of cleaning that you're going to do. There's no if man buts about it. My thing was this, and a sidebar. I didn't play. If you start coming with me pussyfooting around, I will send your ass to jail. Please believe that. You will be going back home with a dishonorable discharge, and it's after you get out of jail. Because if you start failing to follow my orders, when I'm telling you to follow orders, I can bring you up on charges. Okay. So that's just the bottom line to it. See if I want to be a dick about it. Yeah. Pardon my vernacular. I shouldn't talk like that. Okay. So let's move on. What's the next one here? Let's give it up. All right. Here we go. Money and discipline. Oh, good Lord. Got to teach you this here. We talked about that briefly earlier. Money and discipline. The thing is, when you first get your paycheck outside of basic training, you're like, whoa, I got all this money. And you're living on the barracks. That means you're not paying rent. You can go to the chow hall. That means you can get food for free. You know, only your personal liabilities in the military army called the class 6, which is alcohol. If you're going to partake, the thing I would say to this, and this was the biggest thing, when we got our paycheck, a lot of cats ran out and got cars. I don't blame them because that was a leeway for you to get off the post, go to a party if you want to. You had your own transportation, but you have to be cognizant and be aware of that. Don't look. You're in a good job. You're guaranteed to pay a 3-year car note because that's your basic enlistment. It's going to be a 3-year. So be cognizant about interest rates. Do not let people overcharge you for interest rates on a car. Do your due diligence. Know what your credit score is because that's going to be very important. Yes, a civilian or in the military. If your credit score is whack, you will be paying higher interest rates on a loan for a car. And that's one thing you don't want to do because while you're paying this money, you still want to have pocket money to buy pizza, to go buy you some beer, whatever. This is what you're looking for to do. So do not put your whole paycheck in a car. Be careful about that. And don't just spend money just because, oh, now I got it. Stack that money up. Whether you are in the military or not, start putting some money away on the side because even today, with all of this stuff going on, cash is king. Cash is king. People are running out, putting all this stuff on their credit cards. They're getting killed by interest rates. Some people don't understand that they're paying interest rates on some of these credit cards and not even paying on the principal. So don't just pay the minimum on a credit card. Do it over $50 if you can on a credit card and try not to keep utilizing that card, especially the card that has high interest rates. So as a soldier and as an individual civilian, start investing in yourself. Put money aside. Let me tell you this. There are people 60 years plus my age, and they do not even have a 401k plan. They have no retirement pay and plan. So what does that mean? They're going to be working for probably the rest of their life because as you get older, past the age of 60 years old, dental is not cheap. Vision is not cheap. Seeing a doctor is not cheap. Going into the emergency room is not cheap. So this is why I say, as a civilian, get with a job that's going to give you good medical, dental, and visual coverage, and it's going to pay you good money. As a military personnel, stack your money because all of your mental, dental, and eye vision is being taken care of. Hey, Vanessa, Katie, how you doing, beautiful? Good to see you. Happy Friday to you, sweetheart. I hope you are doing wonderful. Always a blessing to see you. That's Vanessa, Katie, beautiful person. All right, so check this out. So we talked about discipline with your money as a soldier. Be disciplined. Put some of your money away. This is some money that you're going to probably have to use when you ETS, end of term of service. ETS, when you decide to get out, this money you want to have on the side with you. Okay, because it can help you move. And now they have a lot of programs to help assist soldiers when you're ETS and to help you understand how you can move into school credits with what you learned to help you land softer than what when I was in the military. Once you ETS, it was bye. It was no help, no nothing. You were on your own. Okay. So think about that. Hold on to your money. And I say that as a civilian as well as military. Hold on to your cash. Okay. We just talked about this. For basic training, you just got out of basic training. You now are stationed at your post. Avoid high interest car loans rates, right? Start saving your money from day one. Vanessa Kennedy says if you retired military, then you would buy the eye and dental at the benefits website. You buy it each year. Thank you, Vanessa Kitty. I hope everybody just caught that. Um, let me see that. Okay, she's up here. Okay, great. I hope everybody caught that. What am I doing over here? Down, baby, down. Okay, yeah. I hope everybody caught that. Look at what Vanessa Kitty just put up on here. Let me see. Can I put that show? Does it say show? Don't ask me what it does no more. I am totally illiterate now. Here we go. Oh, there she is right there at the bottom. Let's put it up here. All right. So that's Vanessa Kitty right there. Pay attention to what she just said, especially for your retired military. And the thing too is that when you're retired military, you get what is it? It's a TRICARE, and that will give you um medical care like up here. You can go to Madigan Hospital and get TRICARE. For me, I'm at Tri Alliance, so I have to go to the VA hospital and get my care from them. But just like Vanessa Kitty just said that, please check it out. Thank you, Vanessa Kitty. I appreciate you so much. Always, always. Miss you, Patty J. Hope you're doing wonderful, beautiful. All right, let's get this party started here. All righty. Let me see. Okay, okay. Use benefits like tuition assistance immediately. When you get out, if you're able to utilize that, use it immediately. You've probably seen how fast and bad financial habits wreck careers. Yeah, we always say a fool and his money will soon be departed. So be careful with your cash. And like I say, cash is king. But like Vanessa Kitty says, and I like this too. And thank you again, Vanessa Kitty, is that you can get your medical taken care of. Please, people, young people in your 20s, 18 to stay 35. Uh, when you retire, medical is going to be king on your list. Let me tell you, the Seattle Black veteran here, I had a shoulder problem here. I got fractured rib here. So I had to go to the emergency room, and I'm getting medications for that to taking care of the issue. So this is why I say, make sure that your medical is covered. You're going to need that. This is so important that your medical gets covered. And that's why I say, if you're working with a county, state, or government, you can get retirement. And like Vanessa said, one more, she says, let me see here, put it up here. Uh, we now buy that insurance on the federal employment benefits site. It gives TRICARE sections, then TRICARE for life at 65. Thank you. Right on. I'm approaching that. You must buy Medicare Part A and B to maintain TRICARE. This is interesting. And thank you again, Vanessa Kitty, because a lot of people need to understand this. Let me put this up here. Medicare and TRICARE. These are the thing, and I'm glad Vanessa Kitty said Part A and B. Now, for you young personnel, you might say, "What the hell?" Go look it up. Go look up Medicare Part A and B. I'll probably do something on that later on. But these are going to come in conjunction with your military medical services. And I'm telling you, you ask anybody over the age of 65 and ask them about medical, ask them about dental. And I think dental should be part of your your medical, but no, they have a separate, and that's because of insurance. 1 second, pardon me. Okay, but you need to know this. Because when you retire, people go, "Oh, I'm going to take this trip. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this." Even when you say you're going to retire, pardon me. Hang on, I got to do this. 1 second. All right. I'm gonna pause for a second here. Just give me one moment here. I gotta go in. do this real quick. 1 second. I apologize. Okay, I apologize for that. I have to do a little moving around here. Okay, let's get back to this. Okay, so I like what let me see. Vanessa Kitty also says, let me see, just show this. Okay, so if you become disabled on Social Security before a full retirement age, you must buy Medicare Part A and B when you start Medicare. Thank you for that. Let me see here. Let me roll over that again here. Uh, and I like this because I'm going to be doing this. If you become disabled, pardon me, oh man, hurts your ribs. We cough like if you become disabled before full retirement age, you must buy. Oh, this is true. So full retirement age, I think it was 65. Uh, definitely check. How you doing? Okay. Okay. So, but yeah, thank you again, Vanessa Kitty. Check on this guy. Show. Okay. So you haven't become disabled in Social Security before you fully retire age, you must buy Medicare Part A and B. Very good information. Very good information. And that's why I say we want to make sure that you guys are getting this because when you get, nobody's going to tell you when you get 60 plus or you get retirement, you're not getting the full 411 of what retirement is going to entail. And that's going to, like I said, if you hurt yourself or whatever, you're going to have to eventually have to do some medical, dental, or vision. I got glasses, left, right, left, right. Okay, so pay attention to that. Let's keep it pushing here. Thank you again, Vanessa Kitty. All right, let's go to our next one here. Okay, so we did high interest rates. Let's get to the next one here. Let's do this. I just really want everybody to understand this fully because when I mentioned going to the military, I forgot to talk about all the stuff that's going to require stamina, mental, physical, from you. It's gonna push you a lot. So let's look at this one here, and let's get back down. Okay. Learn to shut up and learn. learn, learn to shut up and learn. This sounds simple, but it's rare. So learn to shut up and learn. This is what's going to happen to you in the military. You're going to have somebody who's going to outrank you at one point in time, and they're going to ask you to be quiet. Most of them will say at ease, and that means shut up. Um, and that means close your mouth and just listen. You're going to have to be able to do that. You should be able to do that in the civilian world. I tell you this: as I mature, I don't spend time trying to talk to a lot of people who don't care about listening. And sometimes, if you listen to me, it's like this: is somebody will say, "Hey, there's a truck, get out of the way," and you say, "Shut the fuck up! I don't want to listen." Then you get hit. Pardon my vernacular. It's on you. But in the military, you're going to get challenged. Somebody's going to tell you, stand at ease, be quiet, basically at ease. And if you don't, you can get your heels locked up. And that means put at attention before they discipline you via your rank or via your paycheck. All right. So sometimes it just pays, just to listen. It doesn't cost you anything just to listen. Well, somebody said this: take the cotton out of your ears and put them in your mouth. So shut up and listen. So basically, that's real talk, though. When somebody's trying to get you squared away, you have to just quiet up and listen. All right, what's our next one popping off here? Let's do this. So shut up and learn. This sounds simple, but it's rare. Listen to more than you talk. Don't try to prove toughness, matching the squared away soldier, and let's match a squared away soldier and copy them. So match a squared away soldier that's tight. No, what's up? I met some beautiful brothers, Caucasian, African American, Mexican, Asian, and you can learn. from different people's walks of life. And sometimes I look at some of the soldiers who are really squared away and I go, wow, okay, we have to listen to that. Okay, let me see. Where I know I'm missing you here now, Kitty. Let's see. Kitty says, also, let's put it up here. Let me get over here. Kitty says also that that is to maintain your TRICARE. Then at that moment, you can get switched to TRICARE for life. That's what you want to get. Look for my logo on my screen, name, and my channel for more statements around the edge. Thank you so much, Vanessa Kitty. I love her. She's a veteran. She's real to the point, and she's real about helping you get squared away. And this is one of the content creators that I really enjoy. I have a lot of them. Masan also. Love them because they get to the point, and especially if it comes to your military, please, by all means, make sure you check out Vanessa Kitty's page. These are jewels, ladies and gentlemen, because these are stuff people are not going to tell you. And this is like you say, when you're looking for your career or what you want to do. Be real about it. Let me just show this one here. Vanessa Kitty said, "You can't, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make a drink." Exactly, exactly. My thing, and what gives me more excitement is when we can help you. When you guys come back and say we've been helpful for you, and that's so true, Vanessa Kitty, because people need to understand all of our walk is different, just like our DNA is different. Your walk is different. You want to get your percentage. You want to get everything that you're entitled to, but you are going to have to walk and you can listen to the breadcrumbs along your way. But once you get to the water or that threshold, you are going to have to drink and have to make it come to fruition of all that effort that you put in. And I'm telling you, it took me almost 20 years to get by 100%. That's 20 years. So, and I will tell you, one gentleman, the real story, when I was working at a jail, I was working for APHIS doing fingerprints. This one gentleman I was fingerprinting, he says, "Are you a veteran?" I said, "Yeah." He asked me, "You disabled?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Are you going to the doctor at least once a month and talking to them about this?" I said, "No." He says, "You better do that. Better get on it now." And since he told me that kept me making where I'm making my 100%. Well, then too, I have a good primary care doctor. I love my primary care doctor at my VA. Okay, let's go. Vanessa's got another one for us here. I must let you know I bought a home through the VA, United Home Loans, March 30th. No longer a renter after 46 years. That's what I'm talking about. Now, this is real talk, and I know it's a little bit off the subject, but these jewels here are helping you get into houses, helping you get your health care taken away. And I'm gonna tell you real quick. I had a gentleman. He was a chief in the military, and he kept thinking I was joking with taking care of these benefits that you have. And I told him this: I don't care how much money you're making. If you are not taking care of your health or you do not have benefits to help you take care of your health, all that money you have been making is going to be given to the doctors because you haven't taken care of your health. All right. And because you haven't made sure that you had any benefits on top of that. Okay. So, and like Vanessa Katie said, because that is my next route, is getting into a larger place and getting things done. So please, by all means, check out Vanessa Kitty's page and look at where she's the information she gives you. I found a permanent and total disability. Yeah, there you go at the VA benefits level in fall of '94 back in April. See, so these are the things getting these benefits is, and that's why I say while you are in the military, document any time that you go to the hospital, period. I don't care if it's cause of a cold. I don't care if it's causing an STD. And we hope not. Don't be that adventurous, okay? Go and get your benefits looked at because when you get to 60 plus, This is when your body starts telling you things, and this is real talk. Um, I had to have a surgery on my hand because of a trigger finger, but that's down the road because I had to wait because I fell recently and cracked a rib. So now I'm dealing with pain for probably the next 3 or 4 months. So take care of your health, okay? And that's real talk. All right, let's move to the next on here. Where are we? All right. Shut up and listen. Shut up and listen. Okay, here we go. Sometimes you say, take the cotton out of your ears, put it in your mouth. You'll learn. Okay. Now we talk about brotherhood. Brotherhood is real, but it's not automatic. You should know. Now I will tell you this. Brotherhood. Let me see if I have something that expounds on that real quick because I want you to listen to this here. Okay, some units are tight, some are toxic. Trust is built, not guaranteed. Pick your circles carefully. Everyone in uniform is not a role model. That is so true. That is very true. And let me give you some good examples. Fort Lewis Joint Base, because they're joint with McCord, the Air Force Base. They're both joint, and this is what consolidation of bases are. Now, dig this is real talk. Not too long ago, there was an officer. He got charged with sexual harassment. Pardon my vernacular. Essay. Please forgive me. I don't want to get monetized, so we take that off. Please forgive me. So he got caught with that. We're gonna call it SH. All right. And he was with the captain. The captain went and filed it. This is the new military now where they're getting independent people, not just military, to look at these cases and just smooth over them. What ended up happening is that this major ended up losing his commission, but he got fortunate. He was fortunate to keep his retirement. So that means he's still going to get his money for being a major, and he's going to still get his TRICARE. He's going to get his health care. Now, how was things at home with his wife? It's another thing, right? But his wife stuck by him while he was getting discharged. Another situation. Now, these you can look up. I had them a while back ago, but I have to watch out because these can turn SH and SSAS. It can turn to all those things. So this captain, this gentleman was SHing his client, his patients. He was a male and he was doing this with other male patients. It came to light that he was doing this and he got put into jail, lost his commission, lost his retirement. Brothers and sisters, like it says here, I'm going to put this back up. Oh, pick your circle carefully. There was another soldier. He was an E3 or E4. What he did was delete an Uber driver's life over in South Center, Tukwila in Washington. For what reasons, I was not sure, but he's not going to just do civilian time jail. He's going to do military, and he's going to lose all his rank, any benefits he will not get. He will not also be able to work in any government or county possible work possible unless there's a particular program that can help him. But that's another hoop he's got to jump through. Brothers and sisters, my military personnel, if you are going to go through all that basic training, all the AIT, and then get into a bad circle and find yourself losing everything, you just wasted how much time of your life, and then you threw away how much benefits that can be offered to you and your family. If you are in the military personnel, you're disabled, but you have kids, you can get money for having those kids because they're your dependents. Your wife, you can get money from, but your kids will last longer and your kids can get into school. Those are other benefits that you really do not want to screw off. And I will tell you this, as being 100% disabled veteran is one thing that puts my mind at ease, is I do not have to worry about paying for medical situations. Okay, they're taken care of. If I mean, I'm closer to another hospital that I do like better than the VA, but the VA, my doctors are there, and I got some beautiful doctors at the VA. No disrespect, I got some knuckleheads there too. Everything's not smooth as glass in any situation. Where there's a man, there's going to be problems. So that's just what it is. Okay, so you can fix it and work it out. But look at here, whatever job that you decide to do, whether you're civilian or whether you are in the military, especially the military, do not screw off your opportunities. Steadfast. If people in your circles, look at here, I'm going to bring this back over here. I'm going to bring up what Vanessa Katie said real quick. Look at this here. What it says? Pick your circle carefully. And now this applies in or out of uniform. Everybody in uniform or out of uniform is not a role model. This means I don't go hanging out at clubs till 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. That's mostly when people don't got stuff else to do but get into what other stuff. Get yourself focused on your future. A lot of people won't tell you this. Your future is so important. Is that when you start looking at, especially now, you got all this the computer, chat GPT, Claude, you got all these AI generators. You, as an individual, my brothers and sisters, and I call everybody my brothers and sisters, I don't care what nationality you are, we are brothers and sisters. This is the deal. Focus on what you want to have. By the time you get 62, retirement, 65, you want to have Social Security, hopefully that's still alive. You want to have, hopefully you did a good 401 investment plan. Go and look at some of these ETF funds. These are investment funds. They're umbrellas, the ETFs. Look at some of those. It's just and do your homework. If you got your 401, you got your retirement. If you're working with state, county, or government, and you can get a 20-year retirement, make sure you're looking at what it requires to get that retirement. Okay. So you got Social Security, you got your retirement, then you got your 401k plan, right? And if you're doing it smart, investing in some property or real estate that maybe up the road you can turn it and flip it and make some money off of that, that's a good investment too. I hear that a lot of Gen Zs are going totally scorched earth with saying, I'm not going to buy a house. I will invest in a 401. I would say this, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Start looking at other things, not just a 401, because if you look at what's happening to some people's 401ks right now and what the situation is with this political stuff, it's up and down, up and down, up and down. So once you get a hold of some property or a house in a prime place that you know the market's going to go up, that's another good investment. Okay. Let me get back here. So let's get what Vanessa Kitty's saying. All right, let's get this over here real quick, real quick, real quick. Let's get this over here. Vanessa Kitty says the first chief master sergeant and a colonial in the summer of 1982 at Barksdale Air Force Base, where the first high-ranking individual who lost their entire career because of my special inspection report. See, thank you, Vanessa Kitty. Let me see. We put that up there. Did we get it up there? Show that. Okay. Some people, that's why I say, in the military, regardless, some of your boys, I'll tell you this, and I'll get off of this thing here and let you marinate on this here. When I was in the military, we had a gentleman. I'll put this back up here because I want you to see this. We had a gentleman who was in the military. It wasn't basic training. He was running from the law. He went into basic training, tried to hide from it. They ended up catching up with him. They ended up, stripping him down and everything. We had another gentleman. His brother name was Rhodes. This brother was an E4. He was showing up at formation. He was driving a Volvo, had him a house, had him a 4-bedroom house, had his uniform pressed and everything. People were like, how the heck could he do that on an E4 salary? Come to find out, he was doing he was doing what they would call trafficking now. But that's what he was kind of doing at the time. So the military said, we have to discharge you because you're giving the military a black eye. We had another gentleman. He, on the weekends, would go out drinking and would get DUIs. He had 4 DUIs less than 6 months. So, needless to say, they have to discharge him out. And all the time that he went through basic training, all those benefits that he could have been getting for his family, gone. 86 them. He killed it. So this is a good thing to say here. So watch yourself messing with some of these people. And this is in the civilian world. It's also in the civilian world. I've known cats. I used to work for the county jail. I've seen cats come in and out of that place, and I've seen people using it like a revolving door. So be careful, whether you're in the military or not, of who you associate with. Make you to say, what do you say? The people who I really trust, I can count on one hand, probably take away a couple of fingers. So be cognizant. And I'm over 60, okay? So dig. All right, let's see. Convention Kitties has one more thing to say here. Let me get back over here to me. I'm gonna pop this up. All right. Let's see here. 67 is full retirement age under the Social Security for myself. Okay, great. Yeah. Order for me to pull Social Security retirement over here. 62 is the age, but the longer you wait, the bigger your check will be. So, that's going to be your call. And I say this is because some people say, I want to file immediately. Maybe because you've been diagnosed with something that you don't think that, you'll probably be around until, you're age 70 or 60, 69 or 70. You may feel you might not be around that long. So you might want to pull it earlier, but that's something you'll have to look into. And I strongly suggest you look into that. And even like right now, as you are working, you can still get an account with the Social Security Department and start looking at what your money looks like and how your retirement will look like. And or if you're filing for Social Security disability, but you'll have to get with somebody. Talk about that. Here we go. Let me get another one. Vanessa Kitty says, okay, the military retirement structure changed in September 7, 1980. I was basic. It was in basic. I was in basic September 4th and signed up in 80. Okay. Yeah. And this is a good thing. And thank you again, Vanessa. Okay. Because these are things will change yearly. And this is another thing I want you to look out for too. I don't know how true this is, but the powers that be are starting to use AI to try to filter out some people who are on disabilities. But I'll keep you abreast of that if I hear anything. And if you hear anything, guys, just drop me a line. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Go down. Okay. Where's that? Okay. 62. Okay. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Vanessa Kitty says this also. 62 is really early, really age, but you will get penalized for taking it earlier. Yeah. And this is one thing. And that's the same thing with your 401k. You will get penalized if you decide to pull out of that early. One of they will ask you, are you over the age of 62 in this state here? And if you're over the age of 62, you won't get penalized so much. You will get taxed on some of your stuff, but look into your 401k, look into all of that and make sure you understand it completely. All right, let's move on. Let me see here. One more. We got some more here. So like we said, in or out of uniform, be careful who you hang out with. People can get you caught up. All right, let's rock and roll. So you guys forgive me. I'm twisting back and forth in this chair. It's killing me. Okay, I like this right here. Let me see. Get it off here. Have an exit plan before you enter. Even if you plan to stay 20 years, this is important. We've been talking about this. Have an exit plan. If you say, look, I can't afford to pay for this VOTEC school, and I don't think they got a program for me, but always look at a tech school and see if they got a program because these tech schools want their money. And the cool thing about it, if you get out of the tech school, you can start paying them pretty much right away because you'll be making those ends right away. And at a job, like I said, electronic. Okay. So again, if you're going to go into electronics, I say before you say, okay, I want to do this. Okay, what books do I need to study so I can get a high score on the ASVAB, the entrance exam for the military? All right. You can say this if you're not going into military. What books do I need to be studying so when I go into this VOTEC school, I can be burning through there. I can get some good grades, and I can get recommended to people because my score is so high. So you're getting the books and you're starting to read and plan and understand. You're getting the ASVAB test, the entrance exam for the military. Now you start going, okay, this is what this looks like. So I know what this looked like. I'll start and get with somebody who you can test you, pre-test you, test you real, and you can go through it. One thing, don't be afraid to fail. Falling off of a test does not mean it's over. Get up, learn it more, hit it again. Get up, learn it more, hit it again. They said that who was it? Invented the light bulb. He said, I learned 10,000 ways not to do it. Right. So he did it, fail, did it, fail, did it, fail, did it, fail, and then he did it and it worked. Okay. All right. Okay. So you're gonna go in. Say if you're gonna say if you don't go in or you do go in, go over to the union, plumbers union, electric union, ask those guys, HVAC union, what does it take me so I can sign to be a union member? And you got to pay a dues, I'm sure. So you want to join that union as early as you can, because when you are done, say you do 20 years, say you do 3 years, say you don't do any years at all and you just go to a VOTEC. Okay. When you're studying for it, it's going to help you burn through it. You're going to get through it. You're going to be doing really cool with it. And when it comes to failing, you rather fail before you get to the testing site. And then you know that you know what you're doing. Sometimes those failures make you learn a lot harder. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of that. And if you decide, see, you're an electrician and you start going through it, finish it. Because then you can say, you know what, I don't really want to do this. I really want to be a plumber. But at least you got that skill set under your belt, right? Then you can go do a plumber. Then you can have both of those skill sets under your belt. You'll be getting paid, right? Say if you want to be a jet engine mechanic, right? Start looking at those books about jet engine mechanics. If you know somebody who works with Boeing, and they work on the mechanics, ask them, hey, what book should I be reading? What should I know? And good mentors will not hold that information back from you. Okay. Let me see. My baby Vanessa Kitty's got one more here. Let's see. Let me get over here. Oh, here we go. No, here we go. All right. Let's see. Retirement plans have changed. Let's get this on here. Check it out, mates. Retirement plans have now changed the retirement plan several times since then. Yes. Always stay abreast of what's going on with these retirement plans, wherever you're with the military, what they're going to offer you, especially with any civilian business that you're working for, like I say, county, state, or government. You want to know what's going on in that particular field. Okay. Now, this why I said, I want to bring you up to breast and keep you abreast of what life is going to look like after retirement. Okay. And this is why we say on here, and let me put it back up here. Have an exit plan, even if the plan is not to stay 20 years. Say if you said, look here, I'm gonna go ahead and put up with this basic training stuff. I'm gonna put up with these clowns yelling at me. Pardon me. I won't say clowns, as I was one of those guys. I'm gonna put up with these driller suckers yelling at me, telling me all this and telling me that, whatever. All right. So you have to ask yourself, okay, I'm gonna go through that. I'm gonna do my 3 years. And if you do the 3 years and you go, you know what? This civilian job paid by the government over here, this tank simulator, I can be doing electronics at this tank simulator for the civilians. So then you start looking in and what that civilian job pays, what the benefits that it has. They're working with the government. And if you already got, say, if you got 6 years and you got out of the military, go get you a government job. Start stacking up on your government time. Get you 20 years stacked up in the government time. See if that works for you. I haven't, for me, I did all this time. I'm only eligible for Social Security retirement, so they tell me, but whatever. We'll work that out. Okay, let's keep it pushing. All right. Next one. Dude, I didn't think I'd be on this long. This has been a minute. Okay, here we go. What skills are transferable? What certifications can they earn? Okay, what's the civilian backup plan? Just was talking to you about that. So many get out lost because they don't never think. Come on, Dave. Thought through the past enlistment. So I say, what's transferable? Look at that when you go into, say, if you want to go and be an electrician, I'll continue to use that. What skills are transferable from the military to a civilian? What certifications can you earn? Right. So while you're in the military, check this out. While you're in the military and you're doing electronics for the military, go over to the civilian college and see if you can get online um, certificate or degree. Because you're already learning electronics, you can go to the civilian, get a certificate or a degree online. So you're doing two stones at, let's say you're killing two birds with one stone. I don't like to kill birds, but two birds with one stone. You're learning from the civilian side and you're getting education from the military style side. Now, see, I like to tell someone, I go to Madigan every now and then. And I like to get this to some of the soldiers there because I asked some of the E4s there, how do you like your job? I asked the E3s, they're like, it sucks. And I'm like, really? And see, I think because they're not parlaying that learning that they're getting uh, to use in the civilian world. And this is what I say. If you're going to stay in 3 years, understand how you can get a certificate on the civilian side while you're getting this. So that means when you get out, you can transfer your military skills and you already have here earning your certificate and or a degree. Okay. So important. Do that. Okay, retirement has not planned. Okay, we did that one. Okay, so let's get on with this here. That's the next one. Hopefully, I'm getting towards the end here. I thought it'd be an hour, but my thing is, I always just want to make sure you get the information. Okay, be honest about the cost coming from a 100% disability. So I have to be honest. Okay, being honest about the cost coming from a 100% disabled veteran is probably the most important. All right. So let me go. This is going to tell us, say, be honest about the cost of becoming 100. This is 9. We should have some bullet points here. Okay, the job can break your body. It can affect your mental health. Some things don't fully come back. And they deserve to be heard. That's straight, not sugar-coated, or not dramatization. Why I'm so messed up today. Dramatized. Okay, so this is the deal. This is being straight. I don't ever recommend that anybody go in and try to get themselves hurt because you don't like your job. The problem with that is this. I know some people who hurt themselves during basic training. During basic training, they hurt themselves. They got out on a medical discharge. Okay. Now, the problem with that is you can get out and it's probably only clocking about 10%. So I always urge them to keep fighting. But see, look at here. Certain body parts hold certain percentage ratings. They don't all hold the same. Certain body parts will only give you so much. And other body parts that you try to inculcate with that, you're going to have proven nexus that it started. This is how it's going. And like I say, for example, say when I got frostbitten from my knees down, um, if I would have just stayed there, the maximum that I would get is 30% for each leg, which comes to 60%. So that's all I'm getting. That's it. Right. But now I got to figure out, get a job, and you're going to try to get a government job. Some of these government jobs will put you in position. I would say this, they would put you in position probably for AI to wipe you out because I was asked at one point in time about 4 or 5 years ago, probably longer, we can put you down and you could be answering phones and directing people to certain healthcare providers they need. That's an AI job. That's just going to happen. I believe that the AI job is going to come with that. So just because you got a disability, you have to be careful about that. My thing is get your 100% retirement first, and then move forward. All right, let's keep it moving. Getting over here, getting down here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, here we go. Okay, if you still want to do all this after action at this point, okay, if you still want it after all that, good. It's actually the point. You're not going to try taking them back, taking them out, um, taking it out if you're flattering. Okay, let me get my brain right. I'm looking at 3, 5 things here. I'm sorry. But yeah, at this point right now, if you're interested in being with the military after everything that I expressed to you, I want you to do this. Let's summarize here. Let me see if I can get a summarization. Hopefully I'm done here. Okay, let's go, babies. All right, it's a ball. Okay, so it boils down to sometimes if you're direct to the mind, it sounds like okay, but I'm doing persons. Okay. All right, so basically, let's go and recap and we'll get this out of the way here. So this is what I'm saying to you. Let's see, long game. Let me see, long game. The army is to build you. Okay, drill instructor style. Talk to you straight. Okay, I think we're good with this. All right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to wrap this up. So what I'm saying to you is this. If you plan to join or not plan to join the military, start looking at your career choices carefully. Start looking into if you want to do a particular job, ask AI, will this job be eliminated in the near future, right? A lot of jobs in the military are not going to be pretty much eliminated because a lot of it's man hands-on and doing stuff. Um, AI will be assisting, but like I say, look carefully at what you want to do. Go get those books, start studying. Like I said, I would strongly suggest like a trade skill, like I say, electronic, plumbing, HVAC. There's so many HVAC commercials up here. It is pathetic. And so there's so many companies up here doing HVAC. They're doing plumbing, they're doing electric, and they're doing heating. A lot of these people are opening business, plumbing, electric, and heating. This is what they're doing. All right. Because these jobs require a skill set. And once you get into that skill set, you want to score high as much as possible and you want to get the maximum training much as possible. Because when it comes to your job, they're going to be looking at who has the best education or the more education in this. As a veteran, you will get a leg up, but then a leg down will be how much education you have. But see, going through the military, making it through basic planning, basic training means that you are physically and mentally disciplined and prepared to do a job. All right. And like we say, before you go into the military, 6 months, start doing PT, get up early in the morning, start running, do your push ups, do your sit ups. I say 3 to 6 months. All right. Start studying, get to studying, rack through some books, start doing testing in the books, start focusing on your retirement. On top of that, understand that you should have at least 2 to 3, if not 4, incomes coming in once you retire. These incomes will help take care of your health. They'll take care of your dental. They'll take care of your vision. If you have children and you are a veteran or disabled veteran, this will help take your kids to college. This will help take care of your financial income as far as getting money because you have dependents and you're a disabled veteran. If your wife is the caretaker, helping caring for you, there's paperwork you can fill out, and you'll get more money because she's a caretaker for you, right? Instead of the government happen to go find you a caretaker, all right? So look at these things, have this money, and please, my Gen Z, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Do not totally say, forget real estate, forget a house. I'm just going to put it in investing in a 401k. People don't do that. They build a portfolio, which is different things that's coming into, like, there's a gentleman named Marcus Malonis. You probably heard of him. He was a person going buying businesses and buying the business, the programs and making them work. Him, just like Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban, he's on the Shark Tank. He's invested in other people's inventions. He owns the Mavericks. So these people are diversifying their incomes to come in. So if you want a 401, that's fine. But I suggest also is trying to seek you some property. And especially for you veterans, if you can go ahead and purchase some property and maintain it after a year, if you and your spouse has the financial money to handle having a house built on your property, that's a good thing because the VA will help build that house on your property. And all you have to do is pay the mortgage and the cost of living. So that's what they will check for you about. But once again, watch who you hang around with because if you hang around with the wrong people, they can get you caught up. Okay. If you're hanging around the right people, they can bring you up and help you elevate your game, whether they say steel sharpens steel, right? So do that and also be very, very aware. Just because you retire, that don't mean your bills are going to get smaller. Not at all. They have people who are on Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and they're trying to, they're on a budget still. They're trying to figure out, the cost of living. The rent will go up if you're renting, will go up. The one thing, if you are a veteran and you own the house, especially if you live in Texas, property taxes will not affect you. Even if you have a good car that you have and it's a brand new car, you can put that onto your, as a veteran, you can have free car tax for your car, right? So a lot of this stuff that's going to affect a lot of people afterwards. And I say 60 plus, you will be running into some medical issues, whether it's your vision, whether it's your grill, your teeth, or whether it's just your physical being. You're going to have to be checking in with a doctor, which you should be. Right now, you should be checking in a doctor, your primary doctor, at least every 3 to 6 months. You should be doing an annual checkup every year to see where your body is. So you don't let your body creep up on you. You're on top of that. And like I say, eating healthy, getting proper rest, and doing a proper workout. Those things work hand in hand. Okay. All right. The Seattle Black veteran have to come in and drop you some of these things here. Hit me up in my comments or hit me up on my email, which is the Seattle Black Vet. And it says BLK Black Vet at Gmail. You can hit me there. Ask me your questions because the next one we're going to talk about again. And I want you to look at this too, because prices are going through the roof. We're going to talk about where you go, how you can utilize the VA, how you utilize the exchange, how you utilize the commissary to help get you products. How do you utilize Costco? How do you utilize up here? We call it what is it? Fred Meyer's is called Kroger's up here. Well, it's called Fred Meyer's, but it's Kroger's. How to utilize Kroger's. We have Safeway, Albertson up here too. We also have grocery outlet. So we're going to talk about those things too, because saving your money is, oh boy, it is primary. And stop using your credit card. Start paying off those credit cards with the high interest rates. Get those out of the way first, and get those high interest rates, because you can spend 3 months paying high interest rates before you even start paying principal, which is ridiculous. Start telling your little ones that Santa Claus, his budget's tight. For me in my house, there is no Santa Claus. I bust my ass. I pay for shit. I'm taking no. I did this. So that's what we do. All right. All right. Much love to each and every one of you, and thank you guys for even coming by and hanging out. Much shout out to my girl Mashawn. Good to see you, babe. Good shout out to Patty J. Shouts out to Vanessa Kitty. Always a blessing to have you in here, sweetheart. And I appreciate you guys supporting the brother. Okay, so again, just check out the page. If you like, drop me a line, and please hit the like and subscribe. I really could use your help. I'm going to try to make sure I keep these pumping. I always say that, but I only come up when I find something really that has to be addressed. But we're going to start addressing a lot of things here. I'm going to be opening up another web page. It's going to be called the Caldwell Corner, where I'll be discussing a lot more things on the civilian side instead of on on the military side, but this one right here was for both military and civilians, to be very cognizant of your future careers. Start planning. Start looking and utilizing this AI. I don't care. I don't dog any about if it's Claude, Chat GPT. A lot of these other ones are opening up, uh, but look at the ones, especially if you can utilize them for free. Start asking this question. I am interested in doing this particular job. What is the future of this job? And Chat GPT will pop you up something and tell you. And if it says the future is long, then the question is, I learn in this particular way. You can have autism, you can be like me, you can study. I learn from audiovisual. I read, but I'm not as fluent as I should be. So you find out how you learn. Okay. So once you type in how you learn, it will start pumping you some books that you might want to check out. Right. So start investing in your future now. If you are 18 or under the age of 20 or even under the age of 30 and you're listening to this, please start investing now in yourself. Remember, put $5, $10 away somewhere. And if you can put more away, put it away. But $5, $10 every payday, and do that for 20 years and watch how that money grows. And then on top of that, while you're studying, like I said, if you're studying for anything, especially up here in the Northwest, everybody, electric heating and air. I get so many companies up here like that. So that means if you come with a high certificate or a bachelor's or whatever, you will be getting paid. And on top of that, you can freelance your own business, get your own LLC, which you can do a lot of tax write-off. And we'll try to get into LLCs, but you can also GPT chat that or Claude uh, chat that and ask it, um, I even asked you this: what's good ETFs to invest in? And it's really interesting because they gave me some ETFs that another well-known, well and good investor, the minority, I forget my brother's name. He's a Punjabi brother. And he mentioned this too, mentioned some of those ETFs. So when you have money, and what's going to happen too, I'll give you a little heads up. I'm not telling you what to invest in. I'm only telling you what slides across my plate. Here's another one you can check out. Now that all these chat GPTs and all these AIs are popping up, they're requiring more energy. So these guys are starting to look for nuclear sites. Amazon, Apple, Windows, they are all looking for a nuclear site that can handle the energy or that they need, the power that they need to do this. I tell you, another place, there's over a place called Sitsap. I think it's Sitsap. That's Sapsap. They got some old, what looks like there are water towers for nuclear, but there's no nuclear there. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these people bought that place up over there, but transferring the nuclear energy there is going to be something interesting. But look into those guys and girls, brothers and sisters, and please, just take it with, if nobody's telling you, I'm telling you now. When you retire, ask yourself this: do I have at least 3 steady income streams that will come in once I retire? That is going to be an important question. And if you say no, then you actually ask yourself, how can I do this? How can I get this in here? One, work for the county, state, or government if you don't have a bad record. Um, and those guys will give you a 20-year retirement on top of your investment that you're making investments in. All right. And when you start making this money, this is one thing I do like is when you start making money, you're hanging around with people who make money. They're going to start telling you, and you all start working, making money. You'll get good hints on how to make some money. So, okay, let me wrap this up. So do that. Look into it. If you plan on going to the military, look at this. Look at this from the beginning, please. This will help you with making some of your decisions. If you have any questions, hit me in the chat or hit me on my email. All right. I got to get out of here and go get something to eat. I love each and every one of you, and I wish you nothing but the best. I'm always trying to be down to help us out as civilians and military personnel, especially my military personnel, because you have a lot of options that can help you financially be secured where you don't have to worry about a month to month. Because if you're living in an apartment, which I don't really suggest unless you have to, live in a house, because apartments, every now and then, they're going to raise up the rent. And once they raise the rent, it's going to step into what your bottom line is. And so you got to be cautious about that. All right. God bless each and every one of you. I wish you nothing but the best. Namaste. And we will see you later. I'm the Seattle Black Veteran. We are out of here. Take great care.